Dead or alive? Wow, I'd rather they were alive, personally. I'd probably go with my family because I don't see them as much as I would like to. But there's a lot more than three in my family. I've got a big family, but for me, that would be the best meal for me. To be fair, that is my greatest, and obviously you can hear that I'm a very good singer as well. So yeah, my favourite song, Gold by Spandau Ballet, is pretty good as well. But at the moment, I love Kings, I love the Chili's. That's my sort of band. Jack Johnson for chill out music as well. So. That's a bit more Rage Against the Machine before I get in the car. Get me ready for a bit of action. I think it would be rude to try and do a Somerset or a Frome accent. I think it's because I've travelled so much. You know, I've travelled since I was since I was 8 years old. I've travelled around the UK and obviously worldwide as well since then. So that's the reason, probably. But I love a good accent. I think it's important and it shows where you're from. So, you know, when I spend time with my friends, I do get the accent back a little bit, which is a good thing, I think. I've been watching Breaking Bad, actually. You know, obviously very different from anyone's life here, I'm hoping, but a great TV show, and yeah, I think the cast are awesome. Audrey Hepburn. Yeah, Audrey Hepburn. She's obviously beautiful, and my girlfriend wouldn't mind me saying Audrey Hepburn because she loved her. So. I think in terms of skill, it's always it's very unfair to comment on or to compare your teammates. Lewis is obviously the one that I probably had the biggest connection with, being British, both being world champions when we raced as teammates in McLaren. But the team I probably spent a bit more time with and had a bit more fun with was probably Rubens Barrichello. He's a good guy, been around for a long time. You know, I've done 247 races, but he's done 320 odd or something. So he's experienced a lot in this sport, and he's always got a good story to tell. No, not really. I'm not that into ball sports. Basically, because I've always been rubbish at them, and my friends will say that from our school experience together. I'm pretty bad when someone throws a ball at me. Hand-eye coordination should be pretty good driving an F1 car, but throw a ball at me, I haven't got a clue what to do with it. It's for me, watching the Rush film it's pretty special because it's a movie, but there's a lot of truth in it as well in terms of the dangers involved in the sport back then. The guys had a lot of fun, but you know, there's the balance between fun and danger is a lot better now, I think. So I love, you know, when I've been racing, they've been the safest cars. Then we race on some of the best circuits in the world. So I wouldn't change it for the world. Well, I know that it's got to go greener, and that's the direction with any motorsport, and it's the right way in terms of technology as well for road cars. But I love the V10 days when I was racing back in sort of '04, '05. You know, the bigger engine, the sound of that engine, and you know, the guys today are really going to get to hear what a V8 sounds like. But the V10s were another step above that. Most looking forward to next season. I think getting used to the engine. It's such a different power unit. It's a small engine, turbocharged, URS motor, electric motor. So getting used to the torque of the engine is going to be the trickiest thing. I've never raced with torque. You know, they have a lot of power, these Formula One engines, but it's not normally right on your foot. So it's going to be interesting, and I think you're going to see a lot of people getting it wrong next year. Favorite circuit? I got a few. I mean, Spa, Suzuka, those are two that really stand out. You know, they're true races circuits. There's no room for error, and yeah, feel very close to those two circuits. I think the one that probably most people will remember me for at McLaren, it was Canada 2011. It was one of those races where it felt like everything was going wrong, and then I clinched the win on the last lap. So a very special race. But for me, the race that really stands out is probably Suzuka in the same year, just because of my connections to Japan. And also it was a very difficult time for Japan in 2011 with the earthquake and tsunami. So a very emotional victory in front of the crowd, and one that I'll always remember.